Shalom. These are classes given on Gemara standards. No things that this is the third shiur of Gemara standards, and this is the history shiur number 3 on the Tanaim. In order to understand Gemara, it pays to have a context, a historical context, to understand what the laws that we find in the Gemara and the Mishna, and to understand where they come from and at what period of time they were written and what was happening. Not chas v'shalom, not God forbid, to think that the laws written in the Gemara and the Talmud stem from the time periods that they were in. Don't think because Rabbi Akiva lived during his time period, he enacted certain things or he understood the Torah in a certain way because of the history. The Torah's wisdom lasts and is eternal no matter what historical period it is applied to. It's not affected by history. It is a objective sense, an abstract system of wisdom that is irrespective of its time will be applied in the same ways. This is the third shiur, and we're going to be looking at the Tanaim. The Tanaim lived in the land of Israel. This is both before and after, and obviously during the destruction of the second Beis HaMikdash. This is in historical years. We're between the years 10 and 220 CE. There were 6 generations of Tanaim. The famous Tanaim that you might be familiar with are Yochanan ben Zakkai, who really is looked upon as one of the beginners of the Tanaic period, and all the way to Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, who's looked upon as one of the last ones. Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, our great Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, known as Rebbe. The Rabbi Akiva was one of the famous Tanaim, but there are many Tanaim that we're familiar with. Their works, their opinions are found in the Mishna. The Mishna was written by Rabbi Yehuda Nasi during the Tanaim period, and what it did was it took 6 generations of Tanaic opinions and recorded them in the Mishna. The Mishna, of course, was the first book of the oral law that was published. Before then, people could just take notes. They weren't allowed to publish their works. Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, in an act of realizing that under Roman persecution that was about to happen, Rabbi Yehuda Nasi himself actually lived in a time of peace, but a Roman persecution that had happened before with the destruction of the temple and was about to happen again, Rabbi Yehuda Nasi realized that he should take the chance of ensuring that the oral Torah wasn't forgotten, and he wrote some very basic principles down, recorded them down in what we know as the Mishnah. That is our third shiur of Gemara standards. Shalom.